viewers, here we go. Hopefully the audio is okay. Am I getting game audio through? I hope I am. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet. Let's just get away from this steam engine a little bit. Get the doors open might be good, eh? Well, welcome to Southeastern High Speed. We're going to be running this green beastie today. You have launched a game, DTG Alex. Well done. And as soon as we're loaded and ready to get out of here, we're running one of the rail tours. So we're running 1P99, the Spirit of Steam. I'm running it in August so that we get a nice sunset while we run. Because if I ran it in September, it'd be kind of dark. I'm going to turn my audio down because I'm probably yelling at you. Hello V for Vitty, hello Richie Peach. Wait till 9:03. Wah! Well, back in the cab then. Let's go for a walk. You know what we better do before we do this too much? Hang on, back in the chair. Head codes. I need head codes. It's a steam engine. Ooh, it's already got them. And it's the right one. Wow. Wonders. Okay, let's go for a wander and look at the station. Why not? It'll get us away from the safety valve. Man, they're loud. Should we just scare everybody and jump on here? Hang on, let's push the button. Push the button. I like annoying AIs. It's just my pastime in life is annoying AI trains. Looking for route tasks. They used to be called collectibles, now they're called route tasks. He's managed to close that door and he's leaving again. Well, Mr. Pithers, I had a chat with the man who's following me. British Ace. Oh, we should walk back. It's almost time to go. And he's going to be running Southeastern High Speed as well, but he's doing another service, so you'll see that a bit later. And congratulations, DTG Alex and all the other folks at DTG, because the reception has mostly been pretty positive. I think you guys have done a tremendously good job. We've got 6 seconds to get ready to get out of here. We'll be following that train for the entire trip. I learnt that the hard way when I did a practice run. That's okay. Better check our water. Looks good. Will it come back? Yes. What shaped fireman have we got? Oh. Where's my fireman gone? Now we've got plenty of steam pressure. Are we on automatic fireman? Let's see. Yes, we are. I don't seem to have a fireman, DTG Alex. What's going on? Oh, well. Let's get that going. Lock our doors. Is it signal? No, it's still red. Cylinder cocks are open. Time to go to Dartford, but we can't because we're following another train. Well, let's start the brakes releasing anyway. Not quite completely. There we go. Ready to go on the rail tour. I promise it'll get quieter in just a moment. Hello V for Vitty, Richie Peach, Pithers 1990, Lowtech 420, who is from Washington, Florian Shulman, oh, Mark B from New Zealand, he's my neighbour, kinda. Let's get this big green beast moving. Now, why am I running a rail tour? Well, I just thought it seemed an appropriate way to kick things off. You know, old train, modern route, modern game. Nice sunset. You'll see just how nice sunsets can actually get now. Whoop, train, better go watch. Wouldn't be a rail fan if we didn't have a sneaky watch at the other train. Which one is it? Ah, it's not Trainbow. Oh well. What about this end? Is this end Trainbow? No. I never see Trainbow. Oh, let's get a bit more power onto this. Now I learnt the hard way when I did a practice run to not go too quick. Hey DTG Alex, you know that bug about the fireman disappearing? Maybe he's up there. Let's have a look. No. The shovel's still here. Can I go use the shovel? No, can't use the shovel. Oh well, never mind. I better pay attention because we're going to get yellow signals eventually. More power. Hello, Train Sim World. Which Train Sim World have we got today? Alex, JD, Jamie, Matt? Who knows? I'm glad you can join in too, Richie Peach. Now I've got most of the HUD turned off because I kind of prefer to run without it. Today we are running on the elongated Southeastern High Speed, and we are running all the way across the route to Dartford. Hello, Jamie. You know this steam engine is for you, Jamie. And I have to pay a little bit of attention. I deliberately didn't turn my head tracking stuff on. You can probably see this thing on the side of my head with its weird artifacts. Deliberately didn't turn it on because I've discovered when I play Steam, it makes people a little bit seasick. Speed-wise, we're just getting up to about 30 mile an hour now. And we've got a lovely sun that we're driving into. Passing the whistleboard. Yeah, I think... Well, he was in here before. But when I ran away, I think maybe he thought, well, if my driver can just go running off, I'm just going to go off and get a cup of tea. And then I left without him. Oh, well. Do you know, I work on a preserved railway. And these days I work up the hot end of the train. But I used to work down the cold end as a guard. And I was once left behind. It's only ever happened to me once, but I was left behind. I caught a public bus up to the next station and went, so, you missing something? Kind of funny. Wouldn't happen in this day and age, of course. How cool is that light? Just makes all the colours pop. See, as a photographer, the kind of golden light you get in sunsets now just makes me happy. Might need to cut all these trees down though. It's stealing my light. Hello, Rolime. I've got all the regulars in here at the moment and a few additional people that I have not met before, so welcome. If you've never been in one of my streams before, you can ask any questions you want. The only things I can't talk about is what I do in beta and what I know about what's coming up. Anything else is fair game. I might put a little bit more power on. I'm just trying to let that train that ran out in front of us get a little bit ahead because, you know, adverse signals. Oh, look at that. Just as I say that, we've got a yellow coming up. Of course we do. So, those of you with early access, I hope you're enjoying the game, having a reasonably positive experience. Let us know how you're going. Rolime, my favourite route, if you look at the stats in the game, would appear to be Boston Sprinter, which is the one I've driven the most often. Up until recently, where Castle Wurzburg became the one I drove most often. I was trying to make a tutorial, and it took a surprisingly large number of runs to make an 18-minute tutorial. It really did. But that's okay. Passing into a nice wheat field. I tend to like commuter more than the long runs. Still hovering at about... Ooh, that's a bit low. Let's get it about there. Still hovering at about 30 odd mile an hour. We'll start increasing now because we're heading into a more downhill section. And for the people who are waiting for the main release, because you didn't buy one of the early access versions, what's the most anticipated thing, do you think? See, for me, my absolute favourite new feature is the new light. I really like it. And when you first start to play, you might feel it's a little bit bright, give it a chance. Because I thought that when I first started to play, I thought, this feels a little bit bright. But now that I've used it for a while, it doesn't anymore because I've gotten used to it. And I have to say, I went back to TSW2 the other day and it was kind of dull. So I uninstalled it. I'm here to stay. Tree. How's our steam pressure going since we've got no firemen? Ooh, it's a tad low, but it won't get any lower than that, so that's alright. We've got the magic fireman working for us today. The reverser at 32, which is very good. Brakes look happy. So far I'm not getting too quick, although I am up to 50 mile an hour now. See, this is just cool. Pithers 1990, he likes the dynamic weather. It's a fantastic addition. Oh, who knows what that might bring for us tonight, because I've got it turned on. How does this look from... Ooh. Cool. It's not quite what I expected. This is what I expected. Just got to keep an eye on those signals, because we'll probably catch up with that train in front of us. Because I am now doing 53 mile an hour. Might bring the speed down just a little, or maybe not push so hard anyway. Stand behind the yellow line, you lot. Rolime's going to buy the game at 2 PM BST. That shouldn't be too far away. What is it now? About 10:12 over there? AM? Or is it 9:12? No, it's 9:12, isn't it? No? 10:12. All those people enjoying their dinner in the carriages there. Time for a jump. Lowtech 420 asks where will he find his TSW2 DLC and TSW3. You will find them in the route menu. Now, depending on what platform you're on, they will start to become available shortly after TSW3 itself becomes available. And you can select the ones you want to download. Yep, there goes that safety valve. Just put a bit more throttle on to try and help that. Just got to be careful because I don't want to speed up too much. Let's just move a bit further back from the noisy safety valve. Let's come up here. There we go. That's not so noisy now. And they'll start to become available for you to download. And the reason... Oh, 10:12 AM. Thank you, Richie Peach. Oh, how cool is that? Lovely golden light. The reason that they will be available for you to download and tick the ones you want is if you had them all, you'd have a 450 gigabyte download to do, and that would be just a little bit scary. Be quiet, safety valve. There we go. That got enough steam going. Does that mean our steam pressure built back up again? Yes, look at that. Yep, it's 7:15 PM. And New York Texas Railroad says, what time will the TSW TLC come to Xbox? If you have a look at the video that I popped up this morning, my time... Oop, train. Let's go down and watch the train. It's got the list of all of the times that it's coming up. Or alternately, if one of the DTG people that's watching wants to chuck a link in the chat to the article, that would be cool. Because it's different for each platform, so excuse me if I don't actually remember all of the times. Lowtech 420 asks, will all TSW2 content look better in TSW3? The TSW2 routes look pretty much the way they did before. Some of them have had some improvements in the massive Preservation Crew update that's just coming out. So along with the TSW3 release, there's a huge update of stuff coming into TSW3. And unfortunately for the people who are electing to stay behind on TSW2, it'll be a little while because it has to be tested. I almost had a little heart attack then. I looked up there and I saw a red light and I thought, is that mine? Unfortunately, I glanced up at the HUD and went, no, it's not. Another nice little train here. New people. Gotta love the new hairstyles. Better catch up with my train, hadn't I? It'll leave me behind. Or it'll run into a signal, one or the other. Is he back? No. I really did leave him behind. Nigel 6446. Already purchased Xbox Deluxe, but will have to wait for PC and Steam. Cannot afford $100 in one go. You buy it for both. I'm impressed. Rolime says, will Colin Arkin there if I already had the TSW2? Yes, it will become available for you to download. Anything that you had in TSW2 is going to be available in TSW3. There is one of the extended packs is not going to be available for a little while. But all of the routes are coming over. Trees. Oh, I forgot to blow the whistle. We'll blow it late and just pretend we did it okay. Richie Peach says Southeastern High Steam was the first ever TSW DLC that he got, and he absolutely loved it. He's very glad to see this extension. That's cool. And Pete 888 UK, good morning, Paul. Well, good morning, Pete. Pete's one of the DTG mods that you see on the DTG streams, looking after all of our sanity. Loving this sunset. Cruising along at about 40 miles an hour, trying to stay away from that train. We can build up a little bit of speed. Running our Jubilee 6P with our many coaches. And I am very, very glad to see the Blood and Custard coaches appear. That is a good description, Pithers. Sir Pete. I like that. I think I'll call him that from now on in the other streams. How's our steam pressure going? Oh, that's okay. It's going pretty well with no firemen. I think it works better when there's no firemen. It's all good. Ooh, dynamic weather. We're getting some fog. It is definitely getting foggy, isn't it? That's kind of cool. V for Vitty, thank you for all of the sweat, heart and time that went into your new TSW3 content. Love it. Yes, there was a bit of effort went into that content, and I have to say a lot of patience from my other half, who's sitting over there playing on her PC. She did put up with rather a lot of time to do that. It is looking very atmospheric, Pete. It's quite cool. And so far I'm happy to say we're keeping away from that other train. It's getting very foggy. I'm going to hang a head out to watch. How's our progress going? Let's have a quick look. Oh, we're about halfway to the first big junction. roaring through the station. Hello and goodbye, Newington. Pithers 1990 says this route is the only reason he bought the deluxe version. Well, there you go. Richie Peach says, don't we all love it when the missus has to deal with us on TSW all the time? Yes, and I'm sure they love it too. 20 miles to go. Steam pressure's doing okay. Let's do a gauge test. You do gauge tests periodically when you're out on the road to make sure that your gauges are reading true. And they should bounce back smartly when you close it. And it did. Very good. Yellow light. Service failure. I think another train might have just spattered. How about we run the other one? The show must go on, as they say. We'll run the lunchtime one. Let's start with a... What about a lightning storm? There we go. Pete says, good choice. SOS is fabulous to drive. Wonder what happened there. Is DTG Alex still here? Or Jamie still here? That was a bit exciting. So we're now running the lunchtime one. And of course, because it's a rail tour, it's going to rain. So let's just get our passengers in. Don't you always hate it when that happens? But you know, the show must go on. Off we go. We're at Rochester this time. New York Texas Railroad says he has his DLC now available. He's got 112 gig to download. Very cool. Richie Peach says he's taken over the main TV in the living room and he just has to deal with him playing it all the time. I think I'd get killed. And Tintin says, happy launch day. Yeah, same to you. Lock the doors. So hopefully this service will go better. Oops, as they say. Did I open my cocks? I did. Good. It's probably my fault because I did a gauge glass test. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of wheel slip going on there. Indeed. Alright, let's be more gentle. My brakes are going off, aren't they? Yes. Yes. And I have a firing person. And we're moving. Off you go, little machine. You learn to hate poles when you're on boom cams. Richie Peach says, how many services are there on Southeastern High Speed? Heaps. It's rather a lot. We can have a look at the menus and have a look a little later on if you want. Now tonight I'm going to run up to a bit after 8 o'clock my time, and then I will hand over to the British Ace. And I will give you a link when the time comes to jump into his. Coming through the abandoned platform at a walloping 15 miles an hour. I wonder if anyone's going to give them their lunch, because they're here on a lunchtime rail tour. $601 services. Thank you very much for chiming in, Dave Randall. Very helpful, my friend. Pete is enjoying the stream while he's downloading the TSW3 content. Well, I hope the download goes smoothly. Pete and Pither's getting into some screen sharing action. Let's just jump back in the cab. Kick you off now. Pressure's nice. How's the steam pressure looking? Sorry, firing person, but I need to... Well, I won't know now. I'm in a tunnel. Where's my lamp? Somewhere? Somewhere around here there's a lamp. We'll find it when we come out. It's okay. I'm finding the door, but I'm not finding the lamp. I know it's there somewhere. What? There it was. There it was. I saw it. Hey! Steam pressure is okay. Let's open our window, because what's a bit of rain in your face? The cursor is in a good spot. Who's been out on a rail tour when it's pissing down with rain? Hello, people. So they don't even stop and look at you. A real steam train comes through a platform like this, everybody go, what's that? What's that strange thing? It's so noisy and loud, it's almost like it's alive. There's been some good improvements on the platforms. How do we look in tunnels? Somewhere here there's lamps. Ah, there we go. That's not a bad view. Go back in though. Now at least our firing person didn't put any coal in while we're in the tunnel. Smart lady. It's very important to not do that. Tintin, the bits of junk and stuff on the old platform do make it quite nice, don't they? Almost made our way up to 30 mile an hour now. Pithers is going back to work. Oh, I hope your work day's nice for you. Mine was okay today. It was very, very busy. Got a lot done. Let's bring this reverser back a tad. Might be a little bit too much, but we'll see. Dave Randall is downloading all the TSW TLCs now. Only 120 gig, lol. Yeah. And DTG Alex is loving the atmosphere with the weather. And Pete, 888 UK, so far download is smooth and going quick. Fun part comes when it transfers your profile. Oh, I hope that goes smoothly. If you're on PC and it doesn't go smoothly, you can always delete your destination profile and do it again. Hello, Lima M Flight Simulator from Indonesia. Northern neighbour, welcome. Which one is it for evening? Salamat Pagi? That's good morning, isn't it? It's back in the 70s that I learnt a tiny bit of Indonesian. I really don't remember much of it. I wouldn't put my head out in a tunnel, lady. It's going to get knocked off. Ah, well. Can't help some people. So for those of you who were watching before, we had a little bit of a change of destination after a bit of a glitch. And we're now heading pretty much to where we came from, out to Faversham. And that's okay. I'm not going to touch the gauge glasses this time. Yes, I am. Who am I kidding? I'll do it again. Looks okay. Richie Peach is hoping he gets to play when he finishes work. The 70s, the hell of a decade. Yes. It's a munchkin in the 70s. Nathan Huxley needs to know how you disable motion blur. That is in your options. So if you come into settings and I think it's under screen. No, it's not under screen. Let's try HUD and gameplay. Is it in here? Motion sway, motion sway. It's in one of these. Advanced settings? Somewhere. It's in here somewhere. It'll be the last menu I look at, you know that. Motion blur, there it is. Motion blur under general. Just turn it on and off there. Let's turn it off for a little while and see what it looks like. Let's apply that and go back. There you go. There we are without motion blur. And does it make much difference? Not really. It's a rainy old day today. There was an issue with, I think, PlayStation not being able to turn it off. This is the Gillingham level crossing. Well, we're going to stay here. Hopefully there's not another train coming to see there's open. Now, you have to try this in TSW3. See how the cars are, they're about to move. Here they come. Let's run out in front of one. They won't run you over. And if I stay here long enough, a train will hit him. Then they honk at you. How cool is that? Pete, it was removed from PlayStation, I think accidentally, and I think it's back in the update that's coming out now, I think. Nathan wants to reduce the camera sensitivity. Do you mean the motion sway? Or the sensitivity to movement? If you're on PC and your movement's a bit too sensitive, like mine is, because I haven't actually done this in TSW3 yet, Google game user settings.ini and look up mouse smoothing. And you can take care of that quite easily. If you're on the other platforms, you're a little bit stuck with whatever your controllers do, really. And Nathan says his console could cope with motion blur off. I often have it on, because if you... Let's get in close. If I can get out of this tree. I'm stuck in a tree. Actually, I'm stuck behind an invisible wall. It's the problem with going into 8. Now let's just sit here and go into 8 from here. No, I'm just going to be stuck in a tree again. Actually, I think it's alright. There's some rolling stock, when you've got motion blur turned off, some rolling stock gets the jitters when it goes past you when you're at 90 degrees to it, but these ones look alright. It is absolutely pissing down Richie Peach. Trains were wiping out school buses on Cajon Pass, but there's an update for that that's coming very soon. I think it might even be out, actually. I think it's out in what's downloading now. Hello, the British Ace. Good morning to you. Yeah, the free roam camera can be a little sensitive. Train. I was running the dinner time service, Joe, but ran into a minor issue. And then jumped into this one instead. But that's okay. Look at that, my bald nut's getting wet. It is good because some people absolutely love motion blur. And some routes you have to have it on because you need it for the frame rate. But lately, there's been so much attention paid to frame rate that I haven't had to really worry about that. Yeah, Joe's going to be up next. I just copped a 25 mile an hour sign to the face. I wonder how many of those umbrellas would get ripped out of their hands from the people who are not standing behind the yellow line. Shay says he doesn't mind motion blur on or off. Doesn't notice that much. At this rate, we're going to get there awfully quickly. I may have to run another short service after we do this. Since the long one I was running kind of didn't get there. B for Vitty says, Pete, on Xbox Series X, all you can do right now regarding graphic settings is selecting a resolution. Can't you change all the other settings on Xbox? Didn't know that. And Nathan says he hopes the next update fixes these console settings because it's not really fair. Yes. If you haven't already, make sure you pop in a ticket at dovetailgames.freshdesk.com. Just so that they know. You always have to like that motion, don't you? There's something about the motion of a steam engine. You could probably turn up your screen percentage rather a lot, since you haven't got a 4K monitor on your PS5, Pete. Hello, Artful. It would be nice to get an Australian route into TSW3, I have to say that. I can think of a lot of really good candidates, probably too many. There's a convenient little gap in the trees there. Since I am quite clearly going to finish this one too early, what should we do next? Something from TSW3. Have a think about what we should do next. Could stay on Southeastern High Speed and do a few minutes of 465. Ah, you could do that. But Shay said we could have the song Down Under playing at every station on an Australian route. You'd have to have at least one scenario called Australian Crawl. Yeah, the Blue Mountains line would be nice, Florian. That one would be handy because it's got the urban commuter, the semi-country commuter, and the full-on country commuter and freight trains. That would be fairly cool. I hear thunder. British Ace is suggesting a Strood to Dartford, one of the peak time services. Yeah, we could do that. Every time I look over there, she's saying, here, look at my bum. Artful thinks we should have Singing in the Rain playing from an old piano. Yeah, we could do that. Ooh, that looks like a yellow signal. I should probably start slowing down, I think. because this thing does take rather a long time to actually slow down. Sorry about the safety valve blowing off again. My lady over there is a little too efficient on the shovel. I think you're going to enjoy yourself immensely today, Pete. That yellow signal up there has gone green, so let's just power up a little again. Artful also suggests something like Tadami or Chinese would suit TSW3 really well with the new weather. Could do. And Vladimir says, I still see TSW3 as a joke, just a copy-paste from 2 to 3 when it comes to content. Yeah, well, you're allowed to have your opinion. I think a lot of work's gone into it, and I think it's quite different in the new routes, so... But, like I said, I have my opinion and you have yours, and that's fine. V for Vicky can't wait to play TSW locos on the new routes. There's some good choices. In fact, on Castle Wurzburg, I think I'll probably pop the freshly updated and repaired BR187 onto it. I think that would be fun. .8 miles to go on this one. .80 miles an hour, he looks down and thinks wishfully, if only the Jubilee could. And yes, I have seen those videos of it doing 450. I might have made one of those myself. Service failure. That's twice. I'm not liking that. Oh well. To the trains. Let's stick with Southeastern High Speed even though it's not treated me that well. So, what about a 465? And we should have one of the little shorties. This is a little shorty, isn't it? 16 minutes. That puts us just about right on time. So let's run this one. Because, of course, you'll want to go off to British Aces stream, don't you? Oh, you won't do Lightning Storm this time. Let's go with Foggy. That's a bit of a bummer, really. Let's see if we get on better with this one. And get some doors. Now I can get some doors. That's looking promising. We're loading up some doors. Ah, safety systems. Where are safety systems on this one? TPWS, that's what we want. Is there an alerter that we can turn on? Probably. All their switches look like they are on already. We're not supposed to leave for ages. Oh, we'll finish setting up then. Oh, that's right. The safety systems are up here, aren't they? And tail lights off. Headlights today running. Since we have to wait, let's just jump in the chair. Let's just leave our train running. It's probably going to go into emergency brake now because I turned on safety systems. Go have a look around the station. Still beeping away to itself over there. Anything collectible to pick up? Climb up. Excuse me, I just need to put up a bit of a sign here. Sorry about that, mate. Is it time to go yet? Ooh, nearly. Better get back there. I have to report those service failures too. That was a little bit tedious. Door. Come on. Door. Door. Close cab door. There we go. Block the doors. And away we go. Woohoo, it's working. Now to make more noise. Window. Other window. I'm going 5 miles an hour too fast. Don't sweat it. So V for Viti has finished both Steam services on Series X, no problems whatsoever. I actually finished them both earlier, so yeah, I don't know what was going on there. When that happens, it usually means something happened to another train that's not yours. Pete asks, is there a way to select the correct Class 66? Mostly luck. On my list, it's usually the second one. So if you jump into a scenario so that you get to know what it looks like, because that'll guarantee you get the right one. And then when you know what it looks like, you can grab the other one. And if it sounds like the high-pitched beep 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 logo, that's the wrong one. While this is doing its thing, I need to pop over here for a moment and go there because I need to copy something. That's what I want. Copy link. The new 66 is quite nice. If you're driving it and it seems funny, it's probably the old one. It is some feedback that quite a few people have given, that it's a little bit hard to find the right locomotive sometimes. Coming into North Fleet, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting off the train here. Thank you for riding. Have a fun day. I hope you can find your way out of the station in the fog. I could say I've already done it. Pleischen Predicament on Navurka Dresden is my favourite bad weather run. So having it start out in a light rain and develop into a storm is perfect for that one. Look at that, first station, I'm already late. That's because I went gallivanting off up the stairs. There are great many hats now as well. Hats and umbrellas. The old routes don't get the new skybox, I don't think. And one flew off into space. Well, there goes one. When they disappear, they're the old flying into space people. Off we go. Nathan Huxley found a bug. The Javelin PIS clock is missing a digit. Oh, that's no good. Well, I'll pop in a report for that one. How did that get past us? Well done. Nicely spotted. You just get going and it's time to start slowing down again. And in about 9 minutes' time, I hope you'll all swing over to British Ace. I'll pop a link into the chat just towards the end of this. And I will join you there. That's actually kind of funny, Nathan. Should put a defect in on your train. Hope the back of the train's in the platform. Yep, it is. Good. Go on, people. Move away from the train. Go on, walk. Come on, nick off. Well, you're getting back on the train. Okay. That's up to you. And away we go. I think he's sitting in the green room. Just eyeing off all the goodies that have been left out. Some M&Ms and some other lollies. At least I'm talking to Brits. You guys know what lollies are. One mile to Green Heath for blue water. Nathan's happy he's been passed by a 66. And Artful says at least the passengers can't complain if they're late if the clock is missing a digit. He's got a point there. How's the champagne in the green room, Joe? Behind the yellow line, you lot. Gonna get hit by something. Pete will come flying through with his 66 with something hanging out of one of the cars and you'll get whacked. Well, there's a view. Just sit in the stairs. Oh, I've been pushed out by an NPC, I think. Yeah, I think it does. I actually think it uses a bit less resources. Yeah, I know mine's not working as hard. When I've showed this on a couple of other streams, I'll just do it again. If I have a look at my GPU, it's not working all that hard, and I'm streaming and playing the game, so it's, yeah. Doesn't push the machine as hard as TSW2 did, I don't think, to achieve the same results. Which is cool, because it means when I'm not streaming it, I can hack the ini file and make it do more. Let's see how good its brakes are. The PC stuff, I think you'll start seeing on Epic first, I think. And then on Steam, it's about 3 AM my time that stuff comes out. Hello, people. I always love the way the outside cam, sometimes you can get into the train. It's always just slightly amusing. Now, I want to go over there. Got 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I'll see you in yours, Joe. I shall send people over shortly. And I think, yep, Dartford's the last one, so we'll, I'll pop the link in the chat in just a moment. So if you're wondering, folks, the as we progress hour through hour, there'll be a different streamer. I was just watching that yellow signal, it went green, it's okay. There'll be a different streamer each hour or so. Some are lasting a little bit longer because it depends how many volunteers they got. So Joe will be next up, and I believe he's also running Southeastern High Speed. He's extremely knowledgeable about the route, so expect some entertaining facts and figures. Nathan asks, you can contact the signaller from platforms. Yeah, on some routes you can. On some routes there's phones you can use. I think, I think it was Lubeck just got updated for that. I've got to process that video while I watch Joe's stream in a moment, because I've just done a video for all of the patch notes. It's rather a lot. I'm going to time this almost perfectly, you know that? I'm going to get into Dartford, and then it'll be time to kick you over to the other stream. Assuming you want to go. I would. Joe's fun to watch, if you've never watched him before. Uh-oh, that's not good, Pete. It's probably stuck in a tunnel, mate. It'd be funny if I spattered this at the last moment. Alright, that's the end of this service. And here's a link. No, that's not the link to Joe's stream. That's not what I wanted at all. We just launched it in YouTube and then I'll grab it. because of course it didn't give me the there we go. So Joe has just started, so feel free to jump over there and join him. In fact, if I set up the sound rating, you could probably even hear him. Wrong one. There you go. Look, you can watch him here. But anyway, jump over and I will see you in there as well. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.